Hey, what's up? If you're anything like me, you're Jeff White. I've never ridden an elevator before. I'm from Iowa. Chili lime cashews, chili lime cashews. Boo? Ha! Hey, come on. Chili lime cashews, chili lime cashews, chili lime cashews. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. That's great. Welcome to the Yellowstone, episode 4. We're going to talk about Yellowstone 104, The Long Black Train, my personal favorite episode, and not just because it's got a lot of Jimmy stuff. And the producers are signaling to me that we only have 5 minutes. Guys, come on, please. No. 6 minutes? I'm getting a no.
You can do this. You're going to get better each episode, and by episode 9, you're going to have this under control.
Yeah, I'll do a less in-depth reading of each episode. Is that your goal? Stop. Is that what you want? If you want shallow dramaturgy, you got the wrong guy. 5 minutes, here we go. The very first thing that happens is that the tribal police on the Broken Rock Reservation have uncovered the bodies of the kidnappers that Casey Dutton killed in 103. So once again, Casey Dutton's crimes coming back to haunt him. He might be in trouble. Then the cows that were on the Broken Rock Reservation, which sort of set off the whole chaos of this season, are back on the Yellowstone, and they're sort of all the fuck over the place. So the wranglers are working on wrangling them. They're sort of cowboying them to get them back where they need to be to take care of them. Got to protect those cows. Number one cowboy expert right here. And while they're out there trying to wrangle those cows up, Jimmy fuck it all up, Hurdstrom manages to fall off his horse and get effectively left behind. But he's not the only one left behind. There's also this little baby calf. And Jimmy has this real gut check moment where he has to decide if he's going to just say, fuck it, and head back and abandon this calf, or if he's going to do some real cowboy shit and bring that calf home back to its mama. We don't know yet. ... To be continued. Don't forget that little thing. And then, very tragically, Casey and Monica are still sort of dealing with the aftermath of Samantha Long's suicide. So they're taking care of her kids, their nieces and nephews, and they're sort of trying to figure out how they're going to move forward. And they're sort of asking themselves some larger questions about whether it's like what's in their best interest and their family's best interest, whether it's responsible to sort of leave Tate in these conditions, these very difficult conditions that they're living in on the res, or if it makes more sense to take Tate and go live at the Dutton Ranch, which is basically like a giant cowboy-themed theme park for a kid, right? Like, it's an amazing place for a kid to grow up. And so they're asking themselves some sort of deep, ethical, horny? Thorny. It's a completely different meaning. They're asking themselves some deep, ethical, thorny questions about what makes the most sense in terms of where they should be raising Tate. Okay, and then as they're sort of contending with that stuff, Rainwater comes by the house to see Casey and to sort of put some pressure on Casey a little bit. So Casey and Monica are, again, caught in the middle of this conflict between the Duttons and the Broken Rock Reservation. They're sort of trying to figure out where they stand and who their sort of where their most important loyalties lie, which is an ongoing theme for them. To get Tate out of the house so he doesn't have to sort of be around the aftermath of his tragedy, they give Tate over to JD, John Dutton, ask John Dutton to take care of him, and within like exactly 5 minutes, Tate falls in a river, and John Dutton has to jump in to get him out, and Tate bumps his head, and he almost gets hypothermia. Yeah. Not great, John Dutton. But good for them to spend this quality time together. So Jimmy, as we mentioned before, has grabbed this calf, brings it back to the ranch, impresses everyone except for Fred, who has a special enmity for Jimmy, fucking hates him. And so after Jimmy brings this calf back, Fred sort of bullies Jimmy and deliberately picks a fight with him. Jimmy, being tough and plucky but not super smart, gets in a fight with Fred and basically just gets his ass kicked until Rip and Lloyd show up and kick the shit out of Fred and basically for the first time sort of show us what it means to wear the brand and show us what it means to be a branded man on the Yellowstone. So we learn very importantly that to fuck with a branded man is ill-advised. And Rip says to Jimmy, you know, these other guys, these other wranglers, they come and go, but we're family. You know, we belong to this place. So we're starting to sort of fill out what it means to wear the brand, and Jimmy's starting to understand for the first time exactly what he's signed up for. So at the same time that all this crazy shit's going on, the tribal police are putting pressure on Casey. There's a lot of sort of stuff going on there. Beth is still on her mission to absolutely destroy Dan Jenkins like a fucking heat-seeking missile, just blow up his whole life. So she continues to basically invade his space to go and sort of seduce him in a kind of strange psychosexual status game. And she brings him to this bar where the very cool band Whiskey Myers is playing. Great band. I was really excited to get to know them through the show. They rock. Big fan. Beth brings Dan Jenkins to this bar.
We're close.
We are pretty close. This isn't. We're getting better. So just it would take that sound out in post and then do it in a few seconds when it's more convenient for us. So Beth takes Dan Jenkins to this bar, basically into like Cowboy Ground Zero, where he gets the shit kicked out. He gets punched by like 2 guys consecutively, and eventually has to leave. And then Rip shows up, and Beth and Rip dance. It's really sweet. So their relationship is getting deeper and deeper. And at the same time that sort of sweet moment is happening, Fred, who has effectively quit his job because he refuses to do low man work, gets taken and gets a ride from Lloyd to the train station, which we learn means that he's killed. To ride the long black train is to get killed. Dang. That's a hard lesson, a lesson that Fred learns the hard way. And then at the very end of the episode, sort of huge cliffhanger, Casey gets arrested. And we don't know exactly for what. Casey gets picked up by the cops. What's going on? He's got a number of bodies on him, so it's hard to say why he's been arrested, but we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, that's a recap of the whole episode. That's all the sort of major plot points. So let's go through some important bits. Episode MVP. Rip Wheeler. This is a big Rip episode. Rip sort of comes to Jimmy's rescue, has this beautiful speech about what it means to wear the brand, and then also we get to see Rip and Beth sort of deepening their relationship at this bar. Big Rip Wheeler episode. My grandma's favorite line of the episode. Gee, I fucking wonder, Jimmy, says Rip. My grandma likes all the swearing on the show. She keeps saying, hey, could you get him to swear more? Easter eggs. A couple fun Easter eggs in this episode. First appearance by Gator, our craft services guy, who appears on the show. Like he's in like 5 episodes of the show. He's an amazing chef. In the opening montage of the episode, there's this like early morning montage. Gator is serving some food. And also, you get an early peek at Tom Ferran, who's an incredible real-life horse trainer who you see for a brief moment in that early montage. And then when Jimmy falls off the horse and Jimmy's trying to get his horse back, there was this whole sequence. And at one point they were trying to figure out what the sequence was, this horse actually sort of got away, wandered off, jogged away. And 4E.J. Smith really roped it in real life. And that happened. And they just happened to be rolling. So then they kind of blocked the scene around that happening because 4E.J. Smith really did that shit in real life. And they were like, oh, that was cool. Let's do that. So that's a good Easter egg, is if 4E.J. Smith really roped that horse. That was Easter eggs. Okay, here's another one. Jefferson's favorite guest stars. This episode has another amazing performance. This isn't his first episode, it's his second, by Buck Taylor, who's an amazing classic cowboy and actor, and incredible real-life Western artist. He's an amazing artist and actor. And I think it's an episode for a special shout-out to Luke Peckinpah, who plays Fred, who is the nicest guy in the world, effectively playing a real asshole. He's remarkable. Luke, miss you, buddy. And just so that also seamlessly ties into our little in memoriam, in this episode, we lost Fred. Pour one out for Fred. Sorry, Fred. If that's not how Jimmy would have wanted it to go, you know? So, bummer on that. Fred. Miss you every day, Luke. What do you think? Maybe do some questions from Instagram?
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
I'm not sure how to pronounce this one. W.M. Wittengel. What's the best thing about living in Iowa?
About living in Iowa? Iowa's beautiful. I grew up there, so I lived in Iowa until I was 22. And I didn't know that it was beautiful until I left. And now every time I go back, it's so gorgeous. In every direction, corn and soybeans and barns, and it's a beautiful, it's really cool. There's also like a thriving art scene in Iowa City and around the state. Incredible filmmakers in Des Moines. And incredible musicians in Iowa. It's an amazing place. And I think I've grown to appreciate it more and more as I've gotten older. I think growing up there was a specific experience, but going back and visiting now is a real treat.
So, we recently cut a special but also very fake trailer for the movie Jimmy.
Yeah, you guys like to remind me how fake it is. It's like, oh, isn't that funny that Jimmy would ever get his own movie? Yeah, what a fun joke.
No, it's not that. We just need fans to know that they can't buy tickets.
They can buy tickets.
They would.
We'll just plug it into my Venmo somehow.
We can put that up on the screen. So CA Quirky Gal wants to know if you could pick another actor to play you in the Jimmy movie, who would it be?
Kevin Costner. Like an old, grizzly Jimmy. Like not that old. Like a middle-aged Jimmy, That'd
Fair.
be pretty cool. Other actors that'd be fun to play Jimmy.
It doesn't have to be a Yellowstone actor.
Yeah, what's his name from Breaking Bad? Aaron Paul? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Aaron Paul? I always thought had a big Jimmy vibe. Or, I have a big him vibe, if we're being really honest. That'd be a good one. There's lots of good actors. Look, other actors get all of my other parts. Can I have this one?
You can.
I can't play Jimmy in the movie. Other actors get all the other parts I want. I can't have one part. This is the only one I have.
So you may have to explain a little bit what this question means, but Miss Kizzy1 wants to know what your favorite spot in the Bitterroot is.
Oh, so the Bitterroot Valley is where we shoot in Montana. We shoot it outside a town called Darby, Montana, but like Hamilton's down there. The Bitterroot is a beautiful, beautiful part of the state. My favorite spot is Big Creek Coffee Roasters. I also love Buia, which is like a really fucking amazing lunch spot in Hamilton, Montana. I also love Spice of Life, really great dinner spot. I know I've been to every restaurant in Hamilton, Montana 10 times.
Well, Hamilton isn't that large, so.
Yeah, exactly. I've been to every restaurant in Hamilton, Montana a number of times, and they rock. There's really good food in Hamilton, Montana, and the Bitterroot is just beautiful. Like every drive we take from where we stay to set is just gorgeous. It's such a treat to be there.
All right. North Idaho Horses wants to know, in season 1, what was your reaction when they duct taped you to the saddle horn?
Terror. I didn't know how that was gonna go. I really didn't. And I had an amazing stuntman, Bobby Roberts, who did the heavy lifting there. But even when I don't know how, I'm very new at horses, so I don't know how horses are gonna react to anything. So when they made the noise of the tape, I didn't know if that was gonna spook. That spooked me. I keep worrying about the horses, but I'm easier to spook than a horse. I'm like, I was frightened. Fear.
And let's end it on this nice one from Allison T73. Is Kevin Costner as hot in person as he is on camera?
He's so much hotter in person. He's so much hotter in person. He's also my coworker, so it's inappropriate for me to say that. How dare you? He's not an object. He's a guy. He's a person. He's so much nicer in person. Why don't you ever, no one ever asked that. How nice is he? Everyone says he's hot. He's also really nice. Very kind, generous, talented, thoughtful person.
All right. Why don't you take it to some voicemails?
Let's take it to some voicemails, but only because I want to.
Right. I understand.
I'm going to take it to some voicemails on my own terms. I work alone. I work alone. Hey, I'm trying this. What do you guys think?
I feel like that would hurt your voice.
It already has. I did it for 15 seconds, and
you're out?
I'm fried. Okay, here we go. So we let the voicemail inbox up for people to make comments, talk about their favorite moments of season 1 of Yellowstone. I haven't heard these yet. Let's listen to them.
This is Adrienne Brown, and my social handle is Blue Devil Cost. And honestly, I think my favorite part of season 1 was the part in which Jimmy basically became Rip's little brother, or I guess in a sense, or kind of his kid. And he was just trying to learn how to be a cowboy and basically grow from that terrible experience he was dealt. So I think that's my favorite part of season 1. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, that's so sweet. I don't think of it as like a big brother, little brother thing. I think of them as peers. They're both big brothers. No, you're right. It's a big brother, little brother vibe for sure. For sure. Thanks so much. That's so kind. Let's try another one.
Hey, Jimmy. My favorite season 1 moment is, I call it as cowboy as it gets. It's when you brought the calf back in from the woods.
Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. That was really hard to do. We really did that. We really put a calf up on a horse with me, and it was pretty early in the season. I hadn't spent a ton of time on the horse, so it was very nerve-wracking. I sort of had that experience alongside Jimmy, in front of, just like Jimmy, in front of all these people who I admire very much and am very intimidated by. All the stunt riders and all the wranglers and all the other actors I had to do that in front of. So it was very nerve-wracking. So thanks so much for saying that.
Did the calf have a name?
Jimmy. The calf's name was Jimmy. What are the odds?
I can't imagine.
What are the odds on that? No, I don't know the calf's name. We met at the time, but you meet so many people doing these things. It's hard to keep everyone
You say you don't stay in
straight.
touch.
No, I kept texting him, but
Just not into
he
it.
doesn't have hands.
Yeah, it's
He's
hard.
got like hooves. So it's hard for him to text back.
Fair.
Let's try another one.
Hey, this is Jefferson White. My Instagram account is @_Jefferson White. Jeff, I just want to remind you that you need to swing by Trader Joe's on the way home and get some of those chili lime cashews. Just one more time, that's chili lime cashews from Trader Joe's. Okay, cheers, man. Have a good night.
Thank you. I was for sure going to forget.
There's a Trader Joe's right around the corner.
Is there really?
There really is.
Oh my God. Can we send someone to get some chili lime cashews?
Sure we can.
I'm not going to get my own chili lime cashews. Are you kidding me? I'm famous. I'm not. I'm not really like that. I'm not really like that. I'm just like you. I'm just like you. I'm just like you, but with fewer meaningful human relationships. I'm just like you, but isolated from everyone that I love. One of the great things about Yellowstone is a ton of people watch it. It's a wildly successful show. Cable television's most watched drama of the summer. One of the metrics we like to celebrate. Incredible social media engagement, incredible fan following. Very, very successful. And also, for me, just an incredibly formative and life-changing experience. Sort of inarguably the most important project of my professional life. I've been working on it for 3 years, which is longer than I've ever worked on another project in my life. And I spend about 5 or 6 months a year out of town working on it. So a really formative experience for me. So one of the fun things we're doing, a big theme on the show is community, family, your chosen family. Jimmy doesn't necessarily have a big biological family, but he's got this chosen family. He's got his friends. And one of the things about the show, I think, is about the power of friendship, the power of community, coming together, believing in your friends and supporting each other, taking care of each other's fights, really the power of community. So a little fun bit is to call up some of my friends and ask them some little questions about Yellowstone to see how much they support me, to find out if they're like a Fred in the bunkhouse or if they're maybe like a Lloyd, like a real OG who has my back. Everybody exists on a spectrum of Fred to Lloyd. So let's give a call. We got some questions. We got some trivia questions. This guy we're about to call now is a dear friend of mine named Casey Worthington. Casey and I met about 5 years ago. We lived together from about 2015 to 2018. He's a dear friend of mine. Casey's an incredibly talented actor. He's an incredibly talented writer. He works with a theater company called The Associates. I've seen every play they've ever produced. Sort of been a big supporter of that because I really want to support my friends' work. And whatever they ask for help with, I really try to go to bat for them. So let's give Casey a call and see how much he knows about Yellowstone. Oh, so we're going to create a bracket based on who gets these answers right, who answers these trivia questions most accurately. And the winner will, legally speaking, according to a contract we've drawn up, become my new best friend. Let's do a little call. What if he just doesn't answer?
Hello.
Casey, it's Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. What's up?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a lovely morning. How are you, man?
It is a lovely morning. Now that it stopped raining, it looks really nice out. Yeah, so you're on the air, or not really on the air. You're sort of on the internet at some point in the future, whenever they finish editing this thing. And we're recording this little recap show for the television program Yellowstone. Do you know about the show Yellowstone?
Yeah, that's the show.
That's the show I'm on. Exactly. So what we're doing is we're asking everybody we call five sort of trivia questions about Yellowstone of varying difficulty.
Okay.
And then we're going to create a sort of bracket. And the person who gets the most answers right will, legally speaking, become my new best friend.
Okay.
So I've got 5 trivia questions for you. Here's the first one. What is the name of Kevin Costner's character on Yellowstone?
He's got the ranch and then I don't remember the name of the ranch. That last name.
So you're breaking up a little bit, but what I'm hearing from you is a lot of indecision and a lot of uncertainty. You're making sort of vague sounds that sound like uncertainty. Does that seem true?
That's true. Yeah, I guess, or should I not guess?
That's enough of an answer, I think, right there. And then if that was the easiest and first question, let's go ahead and ask the second easiest question. What is that character's youngest son's name?
Brandon.
Brandon. Not a terrible guess. And then what is that character's son's name? So this is Kevin Costner's grandson's name. Austin. Great. Excellent guess. What's going to be fun about this is that space where you're sort of thinking. That's an opportunity for everyone watching this show to answer the question themselves with ease. Okay, here's one for you. What is my character's name, first and last?
The truth is,
Sorry, Casey, I'm missing that a little bit. You said the truth is...
I've met your character. I've seen the show. I've met your character. I'm not good with character name.
Do you know his first name? Do you know my character's first name?
No.
Do you even follow me on Instagram?
No, I don't. I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I get it, man. There's a lot of stuff to watch. There's a lot of TV. It's peak TV. It's the golden age of television. There's a lot of good stuff to watch out there that your friend has been on for 3 years, has spent 3 years of his life working on, literally while you lived with me. I'm just going to ask you one last question, just a 5th question for the sake of the folks at home. What is Kevin Costner's father's character's name?
Harold.
Harold. It's not bad. It's not bad. That'd be a good name. Casey.
There are people laughing at me, Jeff.
Yeah, in the room. They've been remarkably respectful, and they've worked really hard to not make noise throughout this whole taping. I've tried so hard to get them to laugh for the past, while we've been recording the show, and the only thing that made them break was your utter indifference to my professional life. Casey, thank you so much. You rule, man.
Do you think I'll ever see you again?
Probably. To be honest, I haven't really been great at standing up for myself up to this point, so I don't see any reason why I would start now. I'll see you soon, man. Thank you so much for all your support in so many other ways.
All right. I love you. I hope you believe that.
I love you too, Casey. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Harold is such a good
Fuck,
guest.
that one got dark. Casey, if you're watching this, which I think we all know you fucking aren't, but if you were watching this at some point in the future, you're a great friend and you support me in a lot of other ways. And I joke about this. I joke about it from an honest place of hurt. But I know that you love me, and I know that we're friends, and it's okay. It's fine. Thank you so much for tuning in to Welcome to the Yellowstone, episode 4. We're booking along. We're steaming along. We're steaming along.
We're killing it.
We're steaming along. That's a boat metaphor. We're booking. That's a library. My mom's a librarian. Lisbon Library. Shout out to the Lisbon, Iowa Public Library. Support your local libraries, guys. That shit's so important. So important. It's not just a library. It's also like an amazing community center. She has kids coming in there after preschool. She's got older people who hang out in there. Sometimes it's their only access to computers. It fucking rocks. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We're so grateful for your clicks, for your comments, for your questions, for all your engagement. Make sure you follow Yellowstone on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Subscribe to Paramount Network on YouTube. Make sure they'll put up a title there that says, check out our TikTok. So make sure you... What's that one going to say? That could say anything.